And you're not hearing it at all. Cool. Don't know why. And you're not the only one who can't hear it. It was just me dancing to silence. Nobody heard it.
Oh, so good.
It was just me dancing to silence. Yeah. Cool. What was wrong? I don't know. Oh, well. It happened.
Do you want me to just do the intro?
Just go ahead. Let's go with it, and I'll figure it out.
Sounds good. Welcome to the Geeks for the Win podcast, the podcast where we talk Wait, no. How do we do this again? the podcast where we talk about our week as geeks, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Something like that. I'm your host, William, and I'm joined with my co-host, Stuart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror, in a new location. Coming you live from 3 states away.
New state, who dis?
Yeah. That's why we haven't had a show for a while, is because I was busy moving and then settling in, and I'm kind of been settled. I hung curtains today, so I'm still working on moving stuff in, and
last little bit touches here and there. Yeah.
I've still got about a half dozen boxes I've still got to unpack, and I've got furniture to buy. That's kind of the main thing. I've got like shelves and stuff I need to get.
Ah, yeah. Shelves are fun when you have cool stuff to put on them.
Yeah. Like eventually, kind of behind me here, I'll have like a shelf of stuff, and a plan to put like lights all in it. And
I have a shelf of stuff.
Well, yes, I don't have my shelf yet. And I plan on putting like lights in there, and like possibly hooking it up in such a way where like this, like on Twitch or even on YouTube, if you type in a color, it'll change to that color. Like that's kind of my plan, to do something cool like that. I have nothing on the walls yet, so I've still got stuff to do, and I've been here over a month now.
Yeah, it's been a while, so a lot of stuff has happened, and a lot of stuff to talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess what's something you've been up to besides moving, changing your whole life?
Well, besides moving, I did watch some stuff. I watched a show on Netflix that I definitely recommend, called Supercell.
Oh, I heard about this, and it's getting a season 2, right?
God, I hope so.
I think I saw that.
God, I hope it's getting a season 2. It takes place in, I want to say London. It's definitely England. But it's about these people who kind of one day they get kind of superpowers. And there is something like they have in common. They all have, or their like their parent had sickle cell. Like that's kind of the whole thing. So pretty much all these characters are black. Actually, they all are. They're all black. And all their parents had sickle cell, and then there was a mutation to that gave them powers. one of them is basically the Flash. He's super fast. One of them is super strong. One of them can teleport and kind of control time. Like he can like rewind time, or he's traveled to the future for a little bit, and he saw like him and like four other people fighting these other people with powers. So now he's trying to get everybody together. One guy can turn invisible. It's a bit boss. I've seen it. Trying to think, but it's and there's this company basically trying to collect them and kind of like, hey, either you work for us or we'll lock you up, kind of a thing. So it's basically it's them fighting, for their freedom, kind of a thing. And it's really good. There's only 8 episodes, I want to say.
Yeah, it is getting a season 2.
Cool, because it definitely left on a cliffhanger.
With Netflix, you never know.
Yeah.
They like to cancel shows that people really like.
That they do.
Yeah, it's happened too many times for me. Like, to where I'm afraid to watch a season 1 of something, on Netflix.
Right. But yeah, like I said, it's a Netflix original. I highly recommend it. So it's totally good.
Yeah, definitely, this is on my list too. Yeah, I saw people really liking this, and saw it's getting a season 2, and people are happy about that. So
yeah. What about you?
Well, my first thing doesn't require a trailer, so don't play that. Don't play the first one yet.
Okay, cool.
It's a book I've been listening to.
Okay, I'll do what I did for my books.
Yeah, it's one I saw, and I think I saw was it Matt Dinnerman, the author of Dungeon Crawler Carl. He tweeted out something about it, and it's called Reborn Assassin Battle Deck Academy. And when I saw it, when I saw the description, I sent it to you because I'm like, this is quite a description.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the description. Just stop it, Audible. Assassin Battle Deck Academy. Where is it at? Is this the... That's not the description I read to you. Or did they change the description since I... Let me look on here. I swear I looked at this description yesterday.
It is, if you're looking on it's possible that they've changed the description.
Oh, okay. The description on the website is different than the description on like the app. That's weird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Life at a magic academy is upended when a legendary assassin is reborn in his body. On the cusp on the cusp of entering the prestigious Lumina deck building Magic Academy, the young mage Alistair harbors a dark secret. Within him dwells Ghost, a reborn assassin hell-bent on revenge. Bound together by fate and magic, Alistair and Ghost embark on a dual journey of vengeance and discovery as Alistair navigates the arcane halls of the Academy, mastering battle deck spells and summoning skills. Ghost seeks to unravel the mystery of his untimely demise. Their worlds collide and intertwine, revealing a threat greater than either could have imagined. Here's where it gets interesting. Reborn Assassin is the next action-packed deck-building lit RPG series from Harmon Cooper. It's like My Hero Academia and Breaking Bad got together to write a progression fantasy after watching Kill Bill.
Okay.
Like, what? That alone, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I see where that's coming from, but I would also, if I had to do my own like comparison like that, I would be like, it's like if Pokemon and like Yu-Gi-Oh had a baby and it went to Hogwarts, like.
Okay.
Because like it's a deck building, it's a deck building like you know they go to school where they learn like magic, and a lot of the magic is around like, you know, using a deck and stuff like that, but you have to capture your cards, like you have to capture your monsters
Okay.
to become cards, and then you're able to level to stuff like that. So, and then there are other cards that are like you know, ability cards where you can cast spells, you know, or you can increase your attributes by, you know, like strength, constitution, stuff like that.
So very similar to the last book of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Yes, but I feel like it's more interesting than that whole thing, and because I'm not. I feel like that was the weakest part of Dungeon Crawler. Like for me,
kind of. I mean,
yeah, but this handles it a lot better, I feel like.
I mean, with Dungeon Crawler Carl, it was just going to be in one book. I mean, there wasn't really a, you know, Matt Denman didn't actually like flesh out an entire, like how does the whole thing, you know, work completely. Where like if you set a whole world in that, you know, you're gonna do it differently.
Yeah, but yeah, this is the first year that the Academy is letting it kind of just throws you in this world, and like you're kind of like you're piecing things together and figuring out like the hierarchy and how things are and stuff like that, and it doesn't really explain things normal, and like there's not like a whole bunch of exposition. It just kind of like sprinkles in things, and you're figuring things out as the story goes along about things.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are the most of the Academy are like their houses, you know, like, and they're like noble houses type thing. But this is for the first year they're letting non house affiliated people, you know, join. You know, because they're trying stuff out, and they, you know, they feel like if you're gifted enough, you should be able to, and that's where Alistair Blackstar is the main character. He's an orphan, and he's, you know, he's treated like crap. You know, it's the whole like, you know, that's where like kind of Hogwarts-esque things come, where he's being picked on and stuff like that because he's, you know, he's like orphan and stuff like that, and all the like hoity-toity, you know, there's the one guy who's a jerk to him, you know, who's like basically cheating his way through everything. And
Gotcha.
the jerk noble, that's popular in like isekais or fantasy animes or whatever. But in but yeah, like I said in the script, like it said in the description, there's an assassin who all of a sudden appears inside of his head and is able to share his body, and he's slowly helping him out, trying to figure out like how to do stuff. And the assassin can like take over from time to time, and it's gotten him into trouble because like his voice, when the assassin ghost takes over, his voice kind of changes, and he has to like make excuses, like he befriends he befriends one of the like noble, who's this real goofy character who's like always like cussing and is always acting up and stuff like that. Fun, lovable character though. Like, he befriends him. His name's like, I think it's
Okay.
I forget what it stands for. It stands for something else, but like he goes by But he the when Ghost takes over, the voice changes, and he has to tell his friend like, oh yeah, sometimes I talk to myself, so if you ever hear or whatever. And there will be situations where Ghost has to take over because like to help out, because he's more familiar with how to like fight and stuff like that than Alistair is. And be like, oh, you're doing the voice right now, like, and he just loves it. Like he loves whenever when Ghost takes over and does the voice, because he doesn't know, like, no one knows about Ghost but Alistair, so they just think, oh, he's doing a tough
Yu-Gi-Oh.
voice.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi
Pretty
versus
much.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yugi and Yami, yeah, exactly. But it's great. It's fantastic. I'm almost completed with it. There's only one book right now. I'm like 30 minutes away. I have 30 minutes left in the book, actually.
Well, good news, because the next book comes out in 2 months.
Oh, so I'm so happy.
That
I was
is
listening
one thing I've noticed about lit RPG books. Oh my god, are these authors just cranking them out?
Oh yeah.
Like they come out with like a whole, like a new book in the series like every couple months. Like just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. It's narrated mainly by Jeff Hayes. There's other people. He doesn't do every voice like in Dungeon Crawler Carl. There are females and other people who do other voices.
I mean,
but he does most
Jeff
of
Hayes
them.
has a very believable female voice.
Yeah. Like, you shocked me when you told me that, like, oh yeah, Donut and Katya and all the other it's him. And I'm like, wait, really?
It's one guy. Yeah, every voice is one guy.
I had no
like,
idea until you told
God.
me. Yeah. But yeah, he does it. He does a great job narrating that. I was just listening earlier today, like while I was working out a little, lifting some weights, and oh, I gotta talk about lifestyle stuff next. But anyways, because a lot has changed. But I was just listening, and all of a sudden there was a Dungeon Crawler Carl. I just laughed for a minute straight. Like, I had to pause the audiobook because it just came out of nowhere. And I had to tell you, like, I was like, oh my God, like, this just happened. And it was fantastic. It was so good. But yeah, I'm so glad you said there's going to be in a couple months, because yeah, I was a little worried starting this because it's book one and it's the only book out, but it's really good. And I also told you, like, I could listen to Jeff Hayes anything. Like,
Sure.
he's so good. It's amazing. But yeah, it's pretty good. Alistair's first like companion or monster or whatever, I forget what they're actually, summon. I think they just call them summons. But his first one he gets is a slime.
Of course.
Cause yeah, of course it's gonna be a slime. And the slime is really great, where like he always tells people, "Oh, Alistair slime is badass," and that's a running theme, is he's always telling people that the slime is his goofy friend is always saying his slime is badass to new people that they meet. But it's great. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend putting this on your to check out list, in the future.
Okay, I'll add it to my growing list.
It's not too long considering, some of these book lengths. It's just under 13 hours.
Well, right now I'm at 21 books on that list.
Oh, wow.
So, and one of these books isn't even out yet.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it's so good. Like, I will say, like I said, it is a little confusing because they'll be talking about stuff like oh, there's people pushing, like they're kind of talking about another country kind of trying to maybe start a war or something like that, and you're kind of like, did I miss something? Because like I said, they're just sprinkling things, and you're kind of have to kind of connect the dots, slowly you're figuring out the the politics of the world and the hierarchy stuff. They're not just telling you straight up how this world is, and that has been a little kind of confusing from time to time, but for the most part it's been great. I've been loving this book, and like I said, I'm 36 minutes left, which is really sad. but yeah, I had to, I with that description, I couldn't help myself, and it also I also found out from this, there's so many deck building lit RPG out there. There's a lot of them. That's a subgenre of the genre.
Of a subgenre.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, I never, honestly, having a book based off a card deck battler never occurred to me until Dungeon Crawler Carl. Yeah. And I was like, it kind of worked.
I watched an interview with Matt Dinnerman, who was this some YouTuber who was started reading Dungeon Crawler Carl books or whatever, and I think she'd only read 2 of them, and because I think Matt Dinnerman, he retweeted her post or something like that, and he was talking about it, and about she was oh, I just discovered lit RPG and all this and that. He was saying that which this kind of makes sense because of a book that I recommended previously, but he said it kind of was birthed by Russian writers. That's where the genre kind of started,
which is interesting.
Yeah,
that's not where I expected it would have come from.
But when I heard that, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense, because I talked to you about that one book series where it takes place in Russia, like, and everything's Russian, and it's very kind of confusing because, you know, like, I don't understand the currency of Russia compared to here and all this, and it's like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, he was talking about like the history of the genre and how it like started from Russia, and I'm like, oh, I had no idea about that. Huh. Okay.
That is interesting.
Yeah. But God, when's the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book coming out? That's, I mean,
it's called The Inevitable Ruin, or this Inevitable Ruin. Expected publication October 1st.
Okay, good. They have the cover. They have the cover art, which at first I was like, wait, where's Donut? And I saw other people make the comment where they couldn't find Donut it took them a second to find Donut in the cover art. I don't know if you've seen the cover art for
I'm looking at it right now, actually.
It takes a second to find Donut. And a lot of people thought like, oh, did Donut turn into that meatball like blob thing?
Where is, I was going to change to the, I was going to change to scene to get to show, but I don't know where the scene is. No BS. Oh, I guess I got rid of it. Fixing it live.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, like brain blob thing. People were like, "Oh, I thought maybe that was Donut because I couldn't." But Donut's like on the tower in the back, like you can barely see
right there,
like
right
just
there,
a little, yeah. Which like it's a little frightening not to be able to find Donut, like considering 9th floor.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's going to happen at the end of the 9th floor, if anything.
Yeah. But like, what could it be foreshadowing? You know, that's the fear. But God, like, boy, it's all been leading up to like this, you know, to this book. Which he also said there's going to be 10 books total. He said in that interview.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's he's confident there's going to be 10. Maybe there might be more, but there's at least going to be 10 total. So we got 3 more after this. After this upcoming one. So like
that's
how like
he's going to skip a lot of floors then.
What do you mean? How do you figure?
I mean, the bottom of the floor is what, floor 19? 18, 19?
18. 18 is the last floor.
Then if they're only
no one's gone past like 12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's very like intriguing. Like, what does this mean? You know?
Maybe there actually isn't anything after 12. That's what there's nothing actually after 12. It's all just been a lie.
Well, they said that the other floors are like the stuff like that the people who like sponsor, who pay to become gods, they do stuff in the other floors, right?
On floor 12.
Like, oh, is it 12? Okay.
Yeah, that's floor 12.
So yeah, was this book's? You think this upcoming book is going to be just floor 9?
I think so. Yes. I think this is going to be just floor 9. Just because so much stuff has to happen. Because the last like 4 or 5 books have been leading to floor 9.
Oh, ever since she put on the crown.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, yeah. Since the first book, it's been leading to floor 9. So I mean, this is going to be, we've all been looking forward to this. I think this is going to be the book is going to be the entire floor.
If you get up to 10 books, that's a floor per book. If you get up to 12, if you go, because book 8 would be 10, book 9 would be 11, and book 10 would be floor 12.
Mm-hmm.
So that's if you get to floor 12, because like, what is it? Most people, they say make a deal at floor 11, but
maybe they managed to break out at the end of floor 9.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
And the rest of the three books it's them fighting the corporations.
Yeah.
Because
it's so good.
The end of the last book, we saw that like a lot of the previous runners were coming to help Carl, or at least help them. We saw that at the very end. I say saw. We read that. Heard that.
I'm so heard it. Yeah. But God, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so good. Like, the book is out. Like, if you subscribe to his Patreon, I think you can actually read it. But like, I'm not gonna do that. Not that I don't not that I don't want to support him.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm not gonna read the book. I'm gonna listen to it. Like, well, that's the premier way.
Funny enough, the next big Brandon Sanderson book of the Stormlight Archives, book 5, is coming out in December. The first couple chapters are already available, both to read and to listen to online. I'm not going to yet. I'm going to wait.
Yeah. There was another book I tried getting into. I told you about where was it? I just couldn't get into it. Where is it? It was like from, what was it called? Bookworm to Badass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, on paper it sounds like something I'd love, because it's basically a bookworm ends up dying and kind getting reincarnated or some whatever and stuff like that, but like it was not. I just couldn't get into it. I gave it a couple hours listen, but just couldn't get into it. But yeah, Reborn Assassin, God, it's so good. Highly recommend checking out. But yeah, I'm gonna have to find another book now that I'm almost done with this one.
Well, let's stick with books. Because I am now fully caught up on He Who Fights with Monsters. Like that's 11 books. Because literally the day that I finished book 10, book 11 came out.
That's so great.
It was literally the same day. Like, well, that's just kismet, isn't it? So now I'm waiting for book 12. Which he has written. It's out on his Patreon, because he releases like a chapter or two a week. On you can read the entire thing on Patreon.
Yeah, I think that's a common thing for these lit RPG writers.
Well, it makes
the same
sense
with Matt Dinnerman,
because you just put your chapters up and you just have people pay you for writing the chapters, and if you get the guy Shirtaloon, the guy who writes He Who Fights with Monsters, you can see he has over 10,000 people on his subscribing on his Patreon. That's 10,000 a month at minimum.
Yeah,
$10,000 a month at minimum. Like fuck, I can live off that. That sure.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of what these authors do.
And Matt Dinneman lets he lets his Patreon kind of influence the story in ways.
Yeah. Like the
he does certain things,
the loot boxes and like the things that the audience votes on. That's what the actual
he gives them
audience
options.
Votes on.
He gives them options to vote on, so it's not like they have full reign of what they can. He was talking about that in that interview I watched. Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to let them go crazy and pick whatever. I'm giving them options on things. So
yeah,
still my story.
Oh wait, he did that already. He did that already.
Yeah. What is it, like less than a second?
Yeah.
God, they're gonna have to go back to that. That's gonna be touched on again.
I think it's gonna come about in book on floor 9. So, I think a lot of things are gonna happen in this next book. At least that's my expectations, and they're too high. I know they are. But apart from, I totally recommend He Who Fights with Monsters, even though like that 11 books is a lot, because it is.
That's on my list. I did start that. I just like, I kind of fell off. I could, it took it, but I for some reason, like I only got like, before something happened and I lost, but that is one I want to give an actual try because I know you love it so much.
Well, when you look at like the top like RPG books, it is.
Oh, it's up there.
It's under Carl, and then He Who Fights Monsters. Like that's 1 and 2. So, but the book series that I have now started, which I'm on book 4 now, is The Primal Hunter. And basically what happens, normal last day, all of a sudden everybody on Earth gets a notification. This universe has now reached the proper age and is now introduced as the 93rd universe into the multiverse. Tutorial starting now. And everybody is transported to a tutorial. Now there's multiple tutorials, like different, like a small section of people, like a couple thousand are in each. And they're all different, but the main character that we follow, his name is Jake. And it's him and a couple people from his office that he used to work with. I have one complaint, because another character is named Jacob. You cannot call one character Jake and another character Jacob. You can't do that. That's too damn confusing.
Yep. It's like John and Johnny.
Yes. Don't do that. And kind of he was kind of the, the stereotypical, he was the quiet guy in the office, not really standing out much, just he kind of antisocial kind of. And then he gets teleported into this tutorial, and it just so happens that he also grew up doing archery. Like he was going to be, like he was training to be an Olympic archer, but he said he had an accident. Never said what the accident was, just an accident happened. And that kind of put that on I kind of stopped that. But he still kept, shooting every now and then. So he, you get different classes you pick, a heavy warrior, light warrior, medium warrior, archer, mage, healer. He, of course, picks the archer. And just kind of finds out that he has some of course, some special ability that nobody else has. And it increases his awareness. He basically can see, he has this fear of perception, basically. He can just see everything around him. And basically, he's dumped into this forest and is told to survive for 2 months. And just kind of like a whole lot, it is very stereotypical on a, like he becomes overpowered through means. He meets a god, and is not, is not kind of intimidated by them in any way, and instead like, yeah, we're friends now. We're best buddies. I'm best buddies with a god. And I don't know how else to really kind of describe without, just kind of saying what all happens. I'll read the synopsis. The synopsis is kind of what I just said. There's definitely some issues with it. Like Jake is kind of, it's not stated, but just kind of through his actions and the way in his interactions with people, I'm pretty sure he's a sociopath. Like he has trouble like empathizing with other people. He doesn't. Like there's an incident where early on his coworker, like they're all like his coworkers and him, they're all walking in this forest. Just out of nowhere, he just takes out his bow and shoots into a bush, and a baby boar runs out, and then immediately gets killed. And then mama boar, not too happy, that immediately starts a fight with mama boar and the party. Well, Jake climbs up a tree, and the boar ends up running somebody, kind of just mowing somebody down, and they end up losing a leg. And Jake's like, well, that's not my fault, that happened. They didn't get out of the way. He doesn't, that's kind of how he sees things. Which it's not written that like he's in the wrong. It's just kind of dude's kind of a sociopath. So I find that a little interesting. Like it's not like he doesn't care, but he's overly logical at times. Like he acts totally different than like I would have in that situation. And from what and just because of, I just kind of like, what do people think about this book? So I looked up on Reddit. There are a lot of people who hate this book, who hate this series.
Really?
Yeah.
Then how to get to 9 books in 3 years? Like
I mean, on Amazon, it's got 4.5 stars.
Yeah, like the Audible, like they're all like 5 stars. Like
yeah,
all 5 stars are just
Like there are people who hate this book. Like they hate the character. They of course they call him a sociopath, just like I picked out on. And they call him edgy. Like things he says are very edgy. I'm like, is it? And one of us doesn't know what edgy means.
Yeah.
Because I don't find a lot of things he says edgy or cringy. I see it as socially awkward, but not so much cringy.
Oh yeah, if it was cringy, the way you can't handle cringe,
No, I
just like
can't.
me. Yeah.
I can't. I'm like, I don't know. I guess I see what he's trying to, because you hear his thoughts. You kind of see what he's trying to do in certain situations. But I'm like, you, I don't get why people act the way they do, or the people are reacting the way they are to this book. Like, yeah, you don't have to like, everybody doesn't have to like it. Like like I said, I definitely see issues with the book.
Well, looks like enough people have liked it that it's gotten 9 in 3 years.
Yeah. And like, yeah, there are 9 books out, and book 11, 10 and 11 are coming out this year, I think.
I'll definitely have to put this on my list. Sounds good.
Or actually, book 10 actually came out last week.
Oh wow.
So there are 10 books out. There's no audiobook yet. And then book 11 is coming out in November.
So that's 4 books and early. Well, I guess book 8 maybe came out before because the audio version, the release date is January. But yeah, they're pumping them out. Like you said, these authors, they're just pumping these books out, and it's not like, and it's impressive because like they're vast worlds, that are being built in these books.
I mean, yeah, I mean, heck, I mean,
Like,
this book is building to a multiverse.
yeah. And these books, like at least the audio versions of these books are like, some are 20 hours or more, so it's not like they're small, it's not like they're pumping out, smaller books. They're big books.
Oh yeah, the audiobook of the Primal Hunter first book's 20 hours. There's 714 pages. There's not like
Yeah.
and that's book 1 that came out in March of 2022.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And
Oh,
I
that's
will say this:
interesting.
I have been here now I've lived in this apartment now for 5 weeks. I have read 5 books. Kind of see what I'm doing with the majority of my time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's I get it. Like you start you start listening to a good audiobook, just like that's all I want to do is just like listen. Like while I'm cooking dinner, I'm listening. I'm,
Yeah,
eating dinner, I'm listening. Sometimes I'm just like laying in bed petting my dogs listening to an audiobook. Like just, you know,
yeah,
this genre has like, it's the best and worst thing that's happened to us.
kinda.
So I get it. Yeah, I've got a huge list of ones I need to get to. It's just some of these series like that have like 10 or so books. It's just like, boy, that's a lot.
And from just looking at like the lit RPG subreddit, a majority of books just get dropped. like halfway through the stories.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, I will mention I did talk to you before we started started recording about like that how I listened to their like full production version of Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Mm-hmm.
That listening to the credits of that made me go like, wait, what? Because like it was talking about how not only does Jeff Hayes do voices, but he also helps compose the music and helps do this and do. It's like, how much does he do? How much work does Jeff Hayes do? Like, and then you find out, oh, he's the founder of Sound Booth Theater, and
That makes sense.
like his whole like when does he have time to do anything else but audiobooks? And like I said, if you look, like he's a composer for music for these audiobooks and stuff, as well as doing all the different voices he does. And it's just like, oh my god, like wow, he does a lot. Like he does a lot more than at least I initially thought he did, but yeah.
I just pulled up the uh subreddit. This was 11 hours ago. Here's just a tier list. Look, the do not finish. There it is. Primer Hunter did not finish.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, that Defiance the Fall, right? In the A
Yes,
tier.
I
Yeah,
I
that's
see
another
that
one
on
that's on my
Amazon a lot.
list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one on my list too. I think that's Jeff Hayes too, right?
I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, it definitely shows up on the. You've bought these books. You might like this one. Yeah, Defiance the Fall.
Okay, no, it's not. It's someone else. Yeah. There's a lot of those books too. Oh my god.
C14.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't look like the 14th book is out.
Crazy. Yeah, there's a series. What's that series? I actually need to get back to that I took a break from. Uh the Tower of Power series. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I got up to book 4, but I think I'm halfway through book 4. That was when I was like Dungeon Crawler Carl, and then I jumped into that other one, the Russian one, and then I jumped into the Tower Power series, and then I was like other media that I need to actually like watch and stuff like. I need to take a break from audiobooks and actually watch like shows and movies that I've been neglecting.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing I got is an anime. Got a few animes here. I think this should be the first one for the trailer. It is where it's on Crunchyroll, I think. Oh,
That was either you or me. That's not.
did Can I mess up the link?
I don't know yet.
Oh wait, why is the
No, you didn't. So if I pull it up on YouTube itself, it works. I don't know why it's not playing.
Strange. Yeah, I'm looking. I just pulled up the link. I think this is the right one. And okay, weird. Anyways, it is on Crunchyroll. I think most of these are on Crunchyroll. And it's called Vampire Dormitory.
Yeah, that's what comes up on YouTube.
This one, I told you before we started recording how like there was another one where I was watching and I was kind of like it tricked me because it was a BL, and this one I was like, oh wait, is this a BL? Like halfway through the first episode, and then it turns out, oh no, it's not. Okay, good. Because the main character is loses her job being I think she was being her a job as a cook because like she was too distracting, you know, for like females, and the restaurant owner didn't like all these females, you know, oogling. What you think it's a male. You think the main character is a male at the beginning, because it you know, all the females coming in is driving away his male customer. And it's kind of weird the reason why, but the main character decides to is like, oh well, oh wait, that and the main character got caught sleeping at the restaurant because they didn't have a place to go. So that was another reason why they got fired. So the main character is like wandering around because you think, she, which you think it's a he but she ends up not having anywhere to go. So she's just like wandering, and she's like, oh, here's a bridge. Maybe I'll have better luck on the other side of the bridge here, you know. And she hasn't eaten, and she ends up like basically kind of like collapsing outside of a building. And it's like a maid cafe, but for like a reverse maid cafe, I guess, like a
Butler Cafe,
where it's like guys, you know.
Okay.
And
I'm sure
she
that
ends up
exists.
stumbling across. I'm sure it does too. Yeah, she ends up basically stumbling across what is a vampire, and then she ends. I'm a little fuzzy on the beginning of the anime. It's been a while since I watched this one, because you know it's been a while since we've recorded. But basically, she ends up the vampire ends up saving her because she's like, man, she was contemplating jumping off the bridge and killing herself, and then she decides, oh no, I can't do this. And then she's trying to, you know, climb back over the bridge, and it ends up falling. You know, it's one of those like, oh no, I'm actually going to kill myself, even though I decided I wanted to live.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The vampire ends up saving her, and basically what's the term that they use? She basically becomes his God, there's a term for it. Like she ends up becoming his like meal, you know, like
Gotcha.
supply. But there's a term for it that they use that's like synonymous with vampire lore and stuff like that. I just can't think of it. But you know, and he thinks she's a boy because she dresses like a boy, you know, to try to like because she's like really pretty, and she's had a lot of like issues because of her prettiness. So she kind of decides to dress like a boy, and she's having to keep that lie up, like, oh, it's one of those where she has to pretend she's a boy, the whole time, and oh, she's gonna get caught, and the hot springs episode, what's she gonna do? Because or oh, she's in a locker, she's in the male changing room, and how's she gonna get past this type of stuff. And the thing is, like her blood is gross to the vampire. His name's Ruka, because apparently, like, in this world, like, if you don't know love, your blood, if you're void of love, then your blood doesn't taste good.
Okay.
And the more love the better your blood tastes.
Sure.
And Ruka's whole purpose is to like show what he thinks is a guy love, and purpose and all this and that, in order to, make make the blood taste better. But and he's doing this, and he's okay with it being a guy, because he is like an kind of a what's the word, otaku, like a shut-in.
Okay.
Who's like obsessed with like this certain magical girl anime type thing, so he's not really good with like with ladies, and he's kind of like, he's not good with 3-dimensional women. He's only good with 2-dimensional,
Sure.
that type of thing. And it turns into this like this whole like love story where, like, they mix feelings, and there's even a rival, another guy who ends up like befriending the main character, and falling in love. It's a pretty good, like, it handles romance pretty well, and it's some of the vampire stuff is kind of weird, like I said, with the whole like, oh, the blood, if you don't know love, that makes your blood taste bad, or something, like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a whole plot device, though, in order to show the progression, because he ends up giving her like this little like pendant. It's either a pendant or like that you pin on yourself, or a necklace. I can't remember which one, but and like it'll change colors the more love she knows or feels, or type of. So it's more, so you see it change throughout the series, and as she's like falling in love with him, and there's a lot of like, there's a lot of side stories going on in this anime characters as well. So, but it's pretty good. It's highly rated on Crunchyroll.
I'm watching the trailer, and I get it. Everybody's pretty, but how do you not know that was a girl? Like,
well, it drives me crazy when you have all, like, in animes where it's like they make boy characters who they're actual boys, but like they totally are girls.
I get that, and they succeed there, but they fail this one.
Well, there's another character who's similar, like in this, who is a boy though. But yeah, she's wearing a wig that's the same color as her hair, though. Because there's points where she takes off her wig, and it's the same color hair, but it's like way longer.
And why not cut the hair?
Because I don't know, she doesn't want to. Oh yeah, okay. It's around the neck, the pendant. I'm actually watching the thing. Yeah. And yeah, the rival, and he's like, I don't care if you're. He finds out. Care if you're, or he ends start. He doesn't. He decides he doesn't care if she's a boy or a girl when he thinks she's a boy, and they butt heads, and yeah, there's a lot of like. Overall, it's pretty good though. Like it's a pretty good anime, and like I said, Crunchyroll, it's the average rating is 4.2 out of 5, so I'd give it about a 4 out of 5. Yeah, which that's a thing don't think we've talked about that. They took out the reviews for Crunchyroll,
They
right?
did, yeah. Which
And
a
that
lot
was
of people are.
people were mad.
Yeah, people are mad. Like, why get rid of them? Like, that's the other thing. Why get rid of them? There's no point to get to.
Yeah, like you still got. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they were afraid. Maybe they didn't like the fact that, maybe I don't know. Maybe they saw review bombs from other platforms happening, and but then again, you can still rate it.
They said it was to protect the community. Like, were there shit going on in the comments? Like, what the hell?
Maybe, yeah.
Like, not that I ever saw.
Honestly, I never even looked at the comments or the review comments. Like,
if there was something weird in the episode, I would. Like, oh, voice actor is different in this episode. What happened? Okay, they were sick.
Oh yeah, I did that with Stone Wars when the main character, when the main character was voiced by someone else for an episode.
Yeah.
Or Dr. Stone. That's Dr. Stone Wars. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember doing that. Yeah. But yeah, I saw a lot of people were mad though that they took that away. So
because there was no reason to. There was no reason to at all.
But what's something you got?
Something I got. Let me switch that. I got a movie that I watched.
Ooh, okay.
I was interested in seeing it just because.
Oh,
The Beekeeper.
Listen.
It's on Amazon. It's a Jason Statham movie where basically he like somebody that he's staying with, kind of, or who's letting him use their property. Basically, they get scammed out of all of their money, and zero in their bank account, and they end up killing themselves. And so he kind of takes it on himself because he's a beekeeper, because it's an organization that their whole thing is to protect the hive. Like that's society is the hive, and beekeepers, they stop things from harming the hive. And he kind of uses, okay, I'm going to come out of retirement, because he was, of course, retired. And he goes after these scammers. And basically, it's a revenge film against people who scam old people out of money. So I was like, yay, because my grandma got hit twice by fucking scammers.
Yeah, it's awful.
There is a lot of park your brain at the door. because it's a lot of like,
it's
that's
a
not how
Jason
that works.
Statham movie. So yeah, popcorn action film.
It's hey, one, these guys aren't Indian. These guys are Americans. And like the whole, like anytime you see like the scam call centers, there's neon lights, there's RGB colors everywhere. I'm like, that no, fucking no. It's I've seen scam call centers. They're normal ass offices. There's not it's there's not a runway down the middle of the damn thing where like the current the guy scamming the people is walking up and down showing everybody how it's done. Like, no, that's not how that fucking works at all.
Nope.
But what he kind of does to actually scam the lady is kind of real. Like there's a little bit of like not quite, but good enough. Good enough. Better than most Hollywood. And and like what actually happens. But yeah, and then there's also like okay, every other guy went down in like one punch, yet this one guy at the very end, for some reason, will not go fucking down. No matter how many times he gets stabbed, will not go down. And it's always like the big boss fight. Like
exactly.
The henchman of the
BBEG.
Yeah, like well, not even that. It's the BBEG's bodyguard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like what? Okay, everybody else went down with a look, yet you're not going down with like 7 stabs. What the hell? A lot of that stuff too. But no, it's good. See, Jason Statham, Jeremy Irons, dude from Hunger Games. Can't think of what his name is. Looking it up. Josh Hutcherson. But no, it's not bad. I'll give it a solid, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, this is a movie I saw like available streaming that I'm like, wait, did this ever this came to theaters? What? I don't remember hearing about this until just now.
I saw the trailers when it was announced. I was definitely aware of this beforehand. But
this is streaming free, right? On some places.
Well, it's definitely on Amazon Prime. That's where I watched it. Let's see, just watch. Not just watch, just watch.
Oh yeah, Amazon Prime and MGM Plus. Yeah, I know. I keep seeing this, and I'm like, do I want to watch this? It's do I feel like a Jason Statham action movie?
It's exactly what it is.
Kind of skipped his last few ones,
Yeah, I kind of have. I have not seen the Meg. I don't care for it.
Or the Meg 2.
Or the Meg 2.
Because they made a sequel.
Oh, there's 3 books. Because hey, did you know it's an adaptation?
Nope.
Because it is.
It's crazy.
But yeah. What about you? What else? What else have you seen?
More anime. Um, this one is I Shall Survive Using Potions.
Hey, this one worked.
Hey. Um, this is an isekai where the main character ends up dying accidentally by a god who's trying to like stop like a disruption or like a bleeding from another universe happening in our world, and he's trying to like destroy the like because there's like a portal or something opening in another world, and he's trying to destroy it, and he ends up killing the main character on accident while he's trying to destroy it.
Sure.
So he's the god of our world, so he ends up having her having her go to the god of another world, and she's like she's like a savvy businesswoman, and she's like playing it up, trying to get like playing all the odds, and she does that throughout the whole show. It's quite amusing, but she ends up like talking to the goddess of the other world that she's gonna reborn, and it's like, oh, because she sees that like the goddess has a crush on the god of her of our world. And she's like, oh, well, you did say you would help me. You did say, you would help give me some free goodies, and you wouldn't want to disappoint, the other god, would you? And so, and she's like, I'm going to be born in a world of magic, right? Like, and the goddess is like, oh yeah, magic, and, all this, and she's like, okay, well, I want a super cheat OP skill. Like, she literally says that.
Sure. Yeah. Huh. Hey,
And she's like,
why not ask for it?
she's kind of specific. Like, she's like, I want the ability to create potions, any potion I want, and I want to be able to also create them in any potion container I want. And this comes into play later, like her specific wording and stuff like that. And she's also like, also I want to be able to read and write and understand all languages, and which is like, okay, useful. I get it. So she ends up, and she's like, I want to be the youngest age that's considered an adult in the world. So she gets reborn, or she doesn't actually get born. She just like, wakes up like, in the world, and she starts to hear birds talk. She can understand animals.
Whoops.
Because she asked to be able to understand every language, to read, write, and every language. So she does that. She quickly finds out magic technically exists in this world, but it's only a few who like really train themselves and really hard for a long time, and then it's basically they can just make like sparks here and there, make like a little spark, or make a little light on your finger, stuff like that.
Sure.
So basically magic doesn't exist. And so potions. Oh, your camera's gone.
Whoops.
So, her whole plan of being able to sell like health potions, because, and magic potions and all this and that, it's now kind of like outdoor, because, she ends up having to, oh, she also asks for like she also gets an item box, like where she can like put anything in it, basically unlimited inventory. But that comes up later. But yeah, so like her whole plan's out of, just her whole plan of just like being able to be like a potion merchant is, since potions aren't really a thing in this world, and she ends up getting herself in trouble because they end up, she ends up helping a little too much, saving people and stuff like that with her potions. And she ends up like, she ends up becoming she ends up having people think she's a goddess at one point. And then she ends up saying how she's like friends with the goddess, and everyone ends up thinking she's like the goddess's angel sent down to do all this and this and that, and she's having to, basically just keep running and leaving because, whenever she ends up getting found out, because she just wants to have like a normal life, as normal and simple as can be,
Mm-hmm.
She ends up getting like a nobleman. This nobleman ends up like being obsessed with her to the point where he ends up becoming a stalker and ends up like following her and stuff like that, so that's kind of funny. But it's really humorous. And her potion skill, she ends up doing things like, how should I say this? There's a point where she ends up making things because she can make potions and potion vessels, like bottles and stuff like that. Whatever she thinks of, it becomes. So there's like, oh, I'm gonna make this holy sword that's actually a potion bottle, but it's a holy magical sword
That
at the same time.
not how that works, but okay.
I'm gonna make this awesome, super high tech carriage that's technically a potion bottle. Stuff like that, like it has arcs actually. Like I said, she ends up going to one place and then staying for a little bit and having to leave and going to another place and meeting characters, and then it has like I would say about 3 main arcs in the whole series. And while she does have a super cheat OP skill, she's very cautious, of how to use it, and ends up like forming in certain town she goes to, ends up forming like a underground like organization or underground group with like the orphans of the town to find people who are in need of help, like who are sick and dying and can't afford, the medicine of the world. She ends up like, going and helping them in secrecy and only taking, like I only take what, as for payment, I'll take whatever you can provide, whether it's a hug from the little girl that she helped her mother save to, a gold coin or, whatever. But it's pretty good. It's very, very humorous. Time does go by in this, like there are years and like many years, like not many, but like at least 4 years goes by, I think, throughout this anime, and she doesn't seem to age at all, and that she's kind of upset about that because apparently like the goddess views time differently, and that's a kind of a point that's made later on in the show, and she realizes, oh, the goddess made me she when she picked my age, and she has me aging goddess time, so I'm always gonna look like a little kid.
Yeah, like I was the oldest
You
one to
know.
be an adult. Apparently, the oldest adult is 8.
Yeah, and it's like it's where like a lot of the townsfolks and stuff like that, like guards and all that, think she's a little kid and dismisses her and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of that in this, but is really good, really humorous. There's a scene where someone's like, "Oh my goddess," and then it pops up Belle Dandy from Oh my goddess, and she's like, "Oh, wrong anime." Like,
Wow, like how many people watching that even know who that is?
I was like, "Oh my god, did they just do that?" Like, oh my, wow. Occasionally, an anime will do that. I remember there was that with Dragon Ball. Like they flashed up Goku for some reason or another.
Okay.
I want to say, but like, yeah, it was hilarious. They just pop her up, and she's like, "Oh no, that's wrong anime."
Yeah, like, I'm sure more people know her in Japan, but definitely not anyone overseas. Like that is unless you're our age.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a good anime. It was it was, I guess, one of my first animes technically. You know,
it was very early
if I really
on.
think about it,
my anime watching was very early on.
Yeah, I think that was back in the YouTube days where I was watching anime in 3 parts per episode. But it's pretty good. It's you know, it's one of the it's for the most part it's typical, you know, isekai anime, but there's enough of a twist there to where it's not like, you know, there's enough difference there to where it's not boring because it's just like everything else, you know. And that's what I'm looking for in these animes. You know, I'm okay with like the basis being kind of the same as long as there's enough of a twist or a spin on it to where it doesn't feel like an exact copy of this other isekai, you know?
Yeah.
And like I feel like that would they kind of do that with this one. But yeah, this is a more recent one I watched, and it's really good. I don't know if there's going to be I don't know like this if they plan to have another season of this or not. Like they kind of leave it open to where there could be more, but you know, also there couldn't be, you know. It's one of those. But what's something else you got?
Something else I got. Something shadow dropped this week. I didn't know about it until like two days ago when Blue actually told me about it while I was streaming.
Oh,
there's a game that I've been waiting to come to PC because it came out on PlayStation like 2 years ago now. Been waiting for it to come to PC. They said it was going to, just never did. And then out of nowhere, shadow drop the demo for Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, okay.
Monday.
Yeah, I saw you playing this demo. Yeah,
Monday, just out of nowhere. I was looking online. Apparently, it just dropped. Like it wasn't announced. It was just here. It is.
Interesting. See, I didn't know this wasn't on PC already.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Yoshi P kept promising it's coming to PC. When? We don't know. Now we do. It's coming September 17th.
Because haven't there been like crossover events in 14?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of crazy.
I mean 14 is on on PlayStation, so there is that.
I guess. Yeah.
And a majority of people in Japan have a PlayStation. So, but demo dropped. It's only a couple hours long. It's basically it's You play up until you get to the title sequence, which is about 2 hours.
It's pretty hefty demo. 2 hours. Wow.
There's a lot more of the game. Like it basically it gets you to the point where like, okay, the game is now gonna really get going. Like this was all set up. Now it's gonna start. So I'm now really looking forward to PlayStation to Final Fantasy 16 more than I already was, because I kind of avoided a lot of stuff when it came to PlayStation. It's like, I'm gonna play this when it comes out, so I'm gonna wait. Now I can play it, or at least some of it, and it runs like shit.
Oh no.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, I get 60 frames. I get between 70 and 60 frames.
Hopefully that's just because since it's not officially out, the driver updates for it
Well,
to optimize it.
Apparently that was allowed.
Haven't released.
The latest driver update was that.
Oh, was it? Oh, dang.
Hopefully that just means like, okay, the demo was to stress test it, and it's not good. So let's fix that. And what is really annoying though is the pre-rendered cutscenes, 30 frames. And it's noticeable. It is a noticeable 30 frames.
Yeah, I hate when games do that. When the cutscenes are capped at like, yeah.
They're capped not even at the highest cap like possible, like 30 frames. The PlayStation was doing better than that.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of the arguments is, oh well, movies are typically 24 frames and blah blah blah.
Right, but they don't jitter.
Yeah.
Because
Destiny did that. Destiny did that a lot, where the cutscenes were like they didn't get past 30, you know.
And you can tell. Like it is noticeable. But I really hope it's better when it comes out, and this was just a test. That's what the whole point of the demo was to test it on multiple types of machines. And I looked it up, like, what are other people saying about frames other than it's not good? Well, people with RTX 40 series, they're getting 100 frames. But not much more than that.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I'm sure they'll fix it. I mean, this is a big game, so of course they're gonna.
If not, there's going to be a mod.
Sooner than later.
There's going to be a mod to fix it. Like
Hey, it comes out on my birthday. I just saw the release date.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, it comes out on both William's birthday and the same day that the new D&D book comes out.
And Constitution Day. Or what was it? I think that's Constitution Day.
But
yeah, Constitution Day.
Yeah, hopefully there's
one of them. Go ahead. Yeah.
Hopefully there's a mod to fix the frame rate. Also, because I doubt they're going to fix the cutscenes, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a mod to interpolate the frames to make it a higher frame rate. Because there are multiple mods out there that do stuff like that. I'm sure that's going to happen with this.
That's the good thing about the mod community. Yeah, it's like, you know, the developers may fix the gameplay for sure, but yeah, you're right. The cutscenes probably are going to be capped, like, you know.
Because I'm pretty sure they were capped at 30 on the PlayStation.
Yeah, but the mod community will probably jump in and fix that part of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
At least get it up to 60. At least double the frame rate, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been in a gaming funk. Like I need to find something to catch my attention. Like I haven't really played anything in a while.
See, well, that comes out on the 17th, and then God of War Ragnarok comes out on the 19th.
Yeah. I still haven't even played the other God of War.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Actually, the only God of War I've ever played was 3.
And then also there's Horizon Forbidden West. Like I was, because Blue mentioned like what I was going to play for Extra Life, and I said, oh, I don't know yet. Maybe I said hopefully I just kind of shot out there like hopefully Final Fantasy 16's out by then. He said that the demo's on now. Like holy shit! Like we'll play that, and then oh yeah, for Forbidden West I guess I've got to play, and then there's God of War Ragnarok. I've got 3 of my games right there for Extra Life.
Hopefully we'll have a D&D campaign by then.
We'll have a D&D campaign by then.
Because that would be nice. Yeah, I guess I do have Horizon Zero Dawn. I need to play that. So maybe I will play through that. But yeah, I don't know. I tried the first Descendant, but like when it seems fun, but when I looked at the cosmetics, I was like, oh, this is so gross. The quote microtransactions.
Well, it's a free game.
That's true, yeah, but like still, like it's pretty outrageous. It's Apex level. Like
I don't know about that.
I mean, the skins are like more than $20. Like not quality, I guess. Quality they're better, but like the skin.
But also you
like,
can unlock them through playing the game.
You can unlock the Descendants, not the skins, though.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Some Descendants you can unlock skins, but not all.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that. I just was like, oh, I don't know.
Well,
I don't want to get stuck in another
list, so we can talk about that.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't want to get. I don't know if I'm stuck in another Destiny like game. Like, you know, I quit that. Like, I'm done with Destiny.
But it's not Destiny though.
That's true. Yeah.
Actually, I've not had a good chance to really sit down and play it, like really kind of get into it a whole lot. Like I've played, I've gotten one character to 20.
Oh wow. Okay.
I found out how to do that super damn quick too.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's like that's a lot.
Like I did that in maybe 30 minutes. Maybe.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
And I've unlocked. I've unlocked. There's the one you start with. Then there's one that you unlock just by playing the game.
Bunny
is who I got to 20, and like I said,
gotcha.
It took me 30 minutes. Because if you do, there's one type of mission. It's just a wave based thing. You like protect a thing, and like enemies will spawn and just come at you in waves. Yeah, just do that. You'll level up a fuck ton just by doing that. Um, I I I enjoy it because one thing that I do like that I did not like about Destiny is you're in like the the missions aren't what's the word in in instanced, like they just happen in the world, and you can stumble across somebody else doing a mission and just join it, and you automatically get the mission, you start it, and you're at that point in the mission. Destiny, they wanted to do that. It seemed like they wanted to do it that way, but there was only certain missions you could do that with, like world event type things.
Yeah.
In this one, it's like every mission is a world event. Like in that situation, like yeah, there are like dungeons and stuff, but you can do them with like you can queue up, like you can do them with 4 randos, or do it solo, or do it with friends. So I don't know. I like it a little better than Destiny in that way, because there was a lot of things about Destiny I didn't like, and this does better at it. Also, pretty characters, that also helps.
Yeah, that's true.
not gonna lie, pretty characters helps. But and I said this when I moved. I was like, you and I should play this sometime, and it never happened yet. So I think if you're free tomorrow, I think we should play.
Sure. Yeah. I think I will be.
So
I have it downloaded.
I think season 1, either it started recently or it's starting soon. It's been just like the pre game just came out.
Yeah, that was another thing. I was like, because the battle pass that launched, I guess it doesn't have, you can't earn enough currency to make up for it.
Oh yeah, I didn't look into it enough.
I don't know if that's because it wasn't, official season 1, right? Since you said season 1 just started.
Either it just started or it's starting soon.
Yeah.
There was a post yesterday about the update preview, so I guess it hasn't started yet.
Gotcha.
Oh, it starts. October 10th? Okay.
Oh, wow. That's a long time from when wow. Okay.
Oh, okay. Season 1 will be split into 3 updates. One on the 29th, which is next Thursday, and another one on October 10th. It says 3 updates, but it only gives me 2 dates.
I was about to say that's why Apex is splitting their seasons up now, which
went over real well with the community.
Yeah, that blew up in their face.
Yeah, that was.
I wonder what's the review? Mostly negative. Recent reviews, all reviews mixed. Yeah, that's still.
I don't know. From what I've seen of the update, though, the update itself looks good, but just what they did, sucked.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, we're gonna split the battle pass, but you're gonna have to pay twice as much.
And you won't earn enough to make, and you can't, you can't even buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't even buy it with the Apex coins. You have to pay real money for it. It's like, oh, well, then I'm out. And then the internet said, this sucks. You know, and they went back on it. I still haven't played it though. I have it downloaded, I think, but
Yeah, this load. Hello? Steam, there you go. Yeah, that's a lot of negative reviews right here.
yeah.
See, and just 80,000 just in July, which it was when it was announced.
Yeah. I mean, they took one of the best aspects of the game, like one of the best rewards for playing a game is being able to earn enough to pick up the next season's battle pass. Like Fortnite does that still.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well,
Apex
Fortnite
did that
has
until
changed how they do things too. If you
but you still earn enough.
If you just do the battle pass, you don't. You have to do the bonus stuff too.
Yeah, it's still like
you can still earn enough.
Yeah, it's still the same thing though.
Yeah.
Like, it's just extra levels, right? Basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just increase where that point is.
Yeah, which, you know, Apex's was already 110 levels, right? So to get everything. But
I want to say Fortnite's like maybe 150.
Oh, really?
Like okay. It is actually really high.
But I think with Fortnite, there's a lot more challenges and stuff to earn you XP. Than,
you can get it a lot easier than Apex.
Yeah, there's a lot more XP you can earn than with Apex.
Yeah, there's actual quests and stuff that helps.
And it's not character specific stuff like with Apex. Apex, there's a lot of like, yeah, I may never earn these 10 stars because it's characters I don't like to play
or don't own.
Yeah.
As somebody who doesn't own them all.
Yeah. But yeah, what I played of the first Ascendant, it seems fun. It's just it
is a very like Apex like game. Or Apex Destiny.
As a recovering Destiny player, yeah. Which boy, Bungie not been good. That's another.
Yeah.
That's another bomb that's been blown up. Like, I sent you some stuff like, hey, did you see trash fire over at Bungie?
Yeah, it is. Hey, the most well-known name at Bungie is no longer there. Whoops.
Yeah, like they fired so many people. Sony is moving people out of Bungie to other divisions.
Yeah, Bungie's closing.
Yeah, it's like, guess you did it. Guess you know, you maybe you shouldn't have sold yourself to Sony because now you're being.
I don't know. It kind of started going downhill when they were still with Activision.
Yeah, but when they left Activision, there was kind of a point where they you know, it seemed like things were getting good, and they made some good content fans loved, and they were like, oh, we're on our own, we don't have to, you know, we don't have corporate overlords and all this and that. And
Let's introducing our new corporate overlords.
yeah, see, they just could never like keep, they just kept changing Destiny too many times. They could never just figure out what Destiny truly was and just stick with that.
Yeah,
They kept changing things way too much.
The problem was that they weren't pulling in new players. Like that was really it. Like they were not pulling in new players. They weren't, and they were barely keeping the ones they had. So
yeah,
like, and they just couldn't figure out what to do.
I mean, I played the game for about 8 years, almost 8 years. And there's just a point where I was just like, I stopped playing with people and was like, oh, I don't have people to play with. Okay, I'm not going to play this then.
Well,
That's the only reason why.
They did say that Destiny was going to be a 10-year game, right?
Yeah. But this is Destiny 2.
Well, Destiny 1 was not a 10-year game either.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Like I said, I'm done.
Well, like Destiny 1, you know, in 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, 3 weeks, it'll hit its 10-year anniversary. So
I think you can technically log into Destiny 1 on Xbox One and PS4. Not, I know the PS3 360 versions are dead, but I think you can still technically log into the Xbox One and PS4 versions and do stuff with that. So I guess it's technically been around for 10 years. But anyways, I got more anime, Stuart.
yeah, you do.
Next thing I got, I think it's one you watched. It's hard to remember because like some of these names are hard to tell. Like this one, chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers.
Yes.
Like it's such a name where it's like, wait, is this one or is this that one? Or
yes, I really enjoyed this one actually.
This was pretty good. I like this. I did like this a lot too. This is the one where the main character is a merchant and he just gets teleported and ends up like being kind of rejected because there's two people, him and another person, and the other person they choose to be the hero. And it turns out they shunned the wrong one, or that he was the actual hero, and he ends up having like super OP powers, and he's like, oh, it's this weird symbol next to my stats, and it's the infinity symbol.
Right.
And they even go back to that, and he's like, oh, that's what that symbol infinity?
Yeah. Yeah, after he beats down a goddamn genie for killing his wife. That was a cool scene.
Yeah.
That was a cool scene.
It's pretty good. I really like this anime mostly because, like, you know, of course he's an OP character, but it's, you know, and he wants to live a peaceful life and all this and that.
Surrounded by women.
You know, surrounded by women, but it's not like they're all in love with him.
No, they're not.
He's got one love interest, and the rest kind of respect him.
Yeah.
And
And
Yeah.
and they actually him and the love interest actually get married early on, fairly early on.
Well, they pretend to be married, and then it turns into an actual him loving her and marriage thing. The whole genie thing, I think, is kind of like the turning point.
Yes.
Where he's like, oh, I actually do love her.
Yeah.
And we actually should be married instead of pretending to be.
Yeah, that was yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's where I kind of like it, because it's not like, he's surrounded by women, but it's not the typical like everyone's in love with him, where that gets tiring. Like, I'm kind of over the harem anime.
Well, I mean, we've been watching that kind of trope for what, 24 years?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's nice to see that in anime now they're starting to actually like do romance properly.
Mm-hmm.
We've been seeing that more and more in anime.
Yeah, it's a good trend.
And not just, outside of straight up romance animes, even, I love how was it the Dark Lord character is like kind of in love with the
with the
female knight,
with the knight. Yeah, I like that too. I like that their whole relationship. I think I was like, yeah, that's gonna be a thing later.
And then you have the whole story arc of the other hero who, basically is a terrible person, and he's got the one chick who's following him, for some reason. She's still with him.
Don't know why. She's just still there.
They're getting kidnapped by the demons for sacrificing, and somehow they're able to escape that, and
things keep happening to them.
It's very
it's a very like I want to say Team Rocket kind of thing.
Team Rocket, yeah.
They just kind of end up in situations, and it affects.
I was thinking the same thing.
The main group.
Yeah, like they definitely have their own kind of like side story going on that tends to, cross over.
And I'm pretty sure they get blasted off again.
They do, yeah. It's pretty good. Like it's it's definitely a pretty good anime, and I like the was it the princess ends up taking over because all the mages and the king used all their powers to like put up a barrier, right? To expel the demons from the land for like 3 months or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, while the king's out of commission, she's in charge, and she ends up figuring out like, oh, this one dude is the actual hero.
And not only the one dude, but like the king's been doing this to other people.
Yeah.
Like been sending off guys that they summon off to their deaths for no reason.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a lot of side characters, some pretty humorous stuff. The Hot Springs episode was pretty funny because that turned into actually something like.
Yeah, it was actually not just a Hot Springs episode, but there was actually a fight there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It's one I really liked quite a bit. And they left it open for more, but
they did. I doubt there is going to be more.
I was shocked that like the Hot Springs episode was like the last, like the end of it, but it wasn't like just a throwaway thing because it actually like contributed to the story. like, but it was good. It was fun. It was different enough, from the typical.
Oh, season 2 has been officially announced.
Nice. I'm happy about that. Because, like, it's really nice to see some of these tropes that are kind of irritating be left out of these animes, like the harem and the,
Yeah.
there are less and less animes where, I tripped and fell and, into your cleavage. There are fewer and fewer of those happening lately, I feel like. Which I'm here for every now and then, but
sure.
It gets a little tiring when it's every single one.
Yeah.
To where you're like, can't you just focus all that animation and time into, other parts of the story, But it's pretty good. And I couldn't remember if this is one you had watched or not, because like the name is just
it's yes, it is very like one of those anime.
Level 2 super cheat powers and it's like also like lately, like it's the villain ones. Like there's so many with villain,
reincarnated as the villain in my favorite
level 99.
Yes.
Yeah. There's, it's like, oh, it's so hard to keep track of some of these names,
Really, like that's why when you said, I'm like, I don't know. Even when I saw it, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good one. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What's another thing you got?
I got nothing else. I mainly spent the rest of my time either I spent the entire time reading or rewatching old. Like I rewatched Overlord for the umpteenth time. I started rewatching.
That's getting a movie.
It's getting a movie because it skipped an arc. So, and then hopefully, and then eventually we'll get a season 5. At least that's what the plan is from what I read.
I need to get caught up on that. Yeah, I think I've only watched the first season of that.
It's good. Don't watch it for the visuals. No, watch it for the visuals. The visuals are not great, especially in season 3. That one's known to be bad. I started watching a per person of interest, like just to have some on in the background.
Is that the one with the
dude from Lost?
Dude from Lost.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Where like they help people because he wrote a program due to 9/11 that spies on people. Yes.
It's weird seeing him play like a good guy because
in Lost and Evil,
Evil, yeah.
Also, he's voiced the Joker a couple times. Yeah,
he's pretty good at playing evil. Yeah,
he is.
Yeah,
but no, I have not been watching anything new.
I can't think of his actual name. I can only think of his lost name, Ben Linus.
Michael Emerson.
Michael Emerson, yeah. Yeah, man, him and Lost, man. That's a show where I'm like, I kind of want to go back and rewatch like at least the first couple seasons. Lost. Yeah.
Somebody put somebody put together a chronological like version of Lost. Like they put everything together in chronological order.
Huh. See, I have a better experience with Lost than most people because I didn't get into it till the final season. So I wasn't as upset with all that build up and, watching, for years and years just to get that ending. Like it didn't affect me as much as,
Yeah, I can't.
some other people.
I came at it late too. But yeah,
I was still upset about the ending, but it didn't hurt me as much, I wasn't as upset, Which ended worse? That or Game of Thrones? Lost or Game of Thrones? That's a tough one.
I'm gonna say Game of Thrones.
I feel that way too. Yeah.
Game of Thrones was the worst ending.
It really was. It was.
Game of Thrones ending was so bad. I still have yet to watch House of Dragon, which I've heard is good.
Like I don't think it was necessarily worse. It was more. I would say it was more disappointing.
Disappointing
as a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like it was written well. The last season was still written well, but
the Lost ending was a cop out. While the last season of Game of Thrones was such divergent from anything we'd seen, and just completely changed characters, completely 180'd on some characters, like that. It didn't make sense.
Yeah, Jon Snow was
Lost did still make sense. It was just not good.
Yeah, it just crashed and burned at the end. Yeah.
Like the plane.
Yeah. I still am confused about what was, with Lost. Like
they died in the plane crash.
At the very beginning?
At the very beginning, they died in the plane crash. Everything else we saw was purgatory.
Because they had flashbacks and flash forwards and flash sideways, and it was the first time we ever saw flash sideways be a thing in a storyline. What? Yeah, it's just yeah. But I guess I've got a few more things I'll speed run through. Last anime I got is one that's getting a season 2 that I'm excited about. It's called Sasaki and Peeps.
I'm guessing the peep is the bird.
Sasaki is a middle-aged office worker living in Japan. Feeling drained by a vapid corporate world, he heads to the pet shop in search of a new companion. There, he finds an adorable bird. It says name Peeps, but he names him Peeps and takes him home. But Sasaki quickly learns Peeps isn't your average bird. He's a powerful mage from another world. Together, they embark on a magical adventure filled with swords and sorcery.
God damn. Okay, I gotta watch this.
Peeps is actually, I think his name is Pierre Carlo. That's what he calls himself. I am Pierre Carlo.
Okay, that's actually sounds completely
It's
just
so
insane,
good.
and I love it.
And they go back and forth between this world and the world that Peeps came from, and he ends up doing stuff he'll buy stuff from here and sell there.
Okay, yeah, that's happened a lot lately in animes.
It's one of those. He'll do food and stuff like that, or medicine, or some stuff he does is which is kind of smart. Is he's brought over walkie-talkie, long-range communication devices that, and he's and these are magical, and these run on these magical cylinders and bad batteries. And he's I have to provide them for you, and he'll do binoculars as well. There's a Swiss Army knife. He ends up bringing a Swiss Army knife, and just simple things that we take for granted here that amazing over there. But also there are people in our world, or in his world, the real world, end up having these abilities. and he ends up finding out there's a government agency in order to, handle that. And these people with abilities are called psychics. And, they think he's a psychic, and he ends up because of it working for it. And he has to kind of like hide the ability because he's learning magic, and they see him do stuff, and they think his only ability, because in the real world, psychics can only like do one thing, and they think he can only like shoot ice, So like, and then there are these magical girls that are in the world, and they're trying to kill the psychics for some reason.
Oh,
and we find out later, like,
even better.
It's
to have the magical
so
girl
much
as the villains. Oh my god, that's awesome.
It's pretty great. Like, and like I said, this is season 2, and
oh my god, has that been a more of a thing? A magical girl as a villain?
There's this weird like thing, like his next door neighbor is this, like, I guess it's this woman with this kid. We don't see the mom, but we see the kid. She's like I don't know if she's high school or junior high age. It's really hard to tell, in anime, but she's somewhere along there, and she's always like she's always having to like wait outside of her house, like, in the front of the house, like, outside, right where near him, so he always ends up seeing her. And like there's points where like she's like, oh, like like she offers him to give him a massage at one point, which is very weird, and he's like, because like I guess her mom is a slut, it's implied. So like she's kind of thinks that's how it's supposed to be. But he's really nice, and he's always like, oh, here's a candy bar. I'm not a big chocolate fan, but I bought this for the giveaway they were doing at the convenient, like, he's real nice to her and stuff like that. So there's a weird like B plot storyline going on with that ends up, I guess, that might turn into something. Because like I said, there's a season 2 of this coming out, and it is really good. I think you'd love this.
That that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Pierre Carlo. Oh, it's so good. But and he ends up like in time runs differently. So like he can be over there for days, and it's only, it'll be less time in our world. So he's able to do stuff there and still be able to come back and go to his normal job and stuff like that. And then the government job he being forced to take, which is, hunting the psychics and all that. But throughout the show, like the time difference is slowly getting smaller and smaller. That becomes the whole thing. So like, it's really good. It's fantastic. This is one that I was just like, I just kind of shoot it away. And then I was just looking through all the animes, just like, okay, I watched it. What's this? This one I haven't watched. Let me look at the description of this. Oh, yes, I need to watch this one. Just sounds amazing, but it's great. Yeah. Like I said, yeah, the magical girls are evil. Yeah.
That's amazing concept.
It's pretty great. Yeah. And he ends up tricking one of the magical girls, and he's like, oh, magical man, because he's able to do, other more than one type, because all the psychics can only do like one thing, but he's able to do more because he's actually doing magic. So he tricks them, and he's like, oh no, I'm not a psychic, I'm a magical man. And it's so great. I can't wait for you to watch it. But okay, next one. something I finally got a 4K TV, Stuart.
Oh, interesting.
It was during Amazon Prime Day, which is actually 2 days. I don't know why they call it Prime Day, but because it's 2 days. But finally got a 4K TV, and I've been watching random stuff. One thing I finally decided to watch, The Hunger Games. I finally got around to watching The Hunger Games.
So have you not seen the first one?
Oh, I've never seen any of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I've only seen the first one. So
I mean, it was just forever, for whatever reason, I just never got around to it. And it was one that I'm like, I probably would like it, but I just never, it was just one thing and I knew nothing about him too. Like, I knew the basics of it, like what it was.
Death Game,
like,
that kind of thing.
Death Game, yeah. I thought the whole series was one Death Game. Yeah, that goes to show you how much I knew going into that. I've watched them all, so
I guess I've only seen the first one, so like I've seen clips of the other ones. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this one. This is so.
when you said Hunger Games, I want to say PETA, PETA. It's so weird. It's weird. That's a weird name, PETA. I kept thinking, like, are they saying Peter? And then I had to look on IMDb.
Is a New England accent? PETA. PETA.
Oh no, it's PETA. Okay.
Oh no, it's like the animals. Okay, the animal thing. It's PETA.
Yeah. Weird. Very weird. Yeah, like I didn't know Woody Harrelson was in it from the start. I thought he was only in the last one for whatever reason. Like I knew nothing going in, really.
I don't remember.
But
it's been a while.
Yeah, he was the one. He was the champion who ends up training them.
Yes.
Yeah, like him and Elizabeth Banks. Which is kind of why I told you, like, I could kind of see her maybe being cast as like Samantha, because like,
okay,
her and Hunger Games crank that up a little bit.
Sure.
But it was pretty good. Looks great in 4K. Like, looks amazing.
So can you actually tell the difference between 1080 and 4K?
Yeah. It definitely looks a lot. It's not HD. It's not SD to HD.
Okay.
Jump, but there's definitely a difference, and some of the movies definitely, like, especially the sizes of the TV. Like I only got a 55-inch, so I didn't get anything crazy. I mean, there were sales for like bigger TVs, but I was like, I don't know how I would be able to like install this. I couldn't install a 60 something, a 65 or higher by myself. My TV mount is good for up to 55-inch, so I'll get that. But I got a 4K with. It's one of the ones with Amazon Fire built.
Okay.
Yeah. And I already had a Chromecast 4K. Like, it was just, it was just the Chromecast I had. It just happened to be 4K. So now I can actually use it and, get 4K from it instead, so I'm using that. And, but yeah, it's that you can there's definitely a difference. It definitely looks good. It's got, God, the HDR and all that is where it really where it really shines.
Yeah, I don't have that fancy stuff, so I have no idea what it even looks like.
Where is it? Yeah, it was only like it was under 500. Like I got it for under 500.
Nice.
So,
I don't
yeah.
know. I might need a new TV soon. Like my TV, my current TV, I bought when I moved out of my parents' house, 13 years ago. So, the speaker on them will sometimes just go crunchy, and then it'll fix itself. So that's starting to go out. But I do have a sound system that I've yet to hook up, and I didn't hook up in my last place. So I'm going to try to hook it up when I'm here, and maybe will just change. Like, okay, nope, don't have to worry about the sound going crunchy. You know, every now and then.
Send
No.
me yours at.
Oh, you were totally frozen.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, you were too. I'm
I think
not sure.
that was Discord. I just thought you were really concentrating on something.
No. Oh, come on, Discord. Fix yourself. Things are.
There's a bit of a delay to it, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm getting 800 down and 800 up. That's not my connection.
I don't think mine's that
There we
good,
go.
but
I think
it's better.
okay, I got a Amazon 55-inch Omni QLED Series 4K. It's got Dolby Vision, which is the type of HDR, which is like all about colors and getting better blacks and stuff like that, all that. What I like about it is that it's got Dolby Vision IQ, where it automatically detects, like it's supposed to automatically detect what setting it should be on for better picture. Because I am terrible when it comes to like tweaking saturation and all this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm just awful with that kind of stuff. There's also like with Hunger Games, because with since it's Fire TV, like Amazon has a lot of what's it called? The Fire TV has a lot of ads where it's like, oh, watch this Coke ad and you get $5 video credit. I've been seeing a lot of those, so
Okay.
I've been getting those, and that's how I've been renting Hunger Games.
Sure.
So it was over the course of like a month and a half, because whenever I would, and they weren't $5, they're like $2.99, $3.99, something like that. So like a couple of those, and I was able to. There was one where it was like, oh, watch a video about, from the Texas Tourism Board of taking, basically get $3. So I'm
right.
like, okay, sure. Why not? There was one for Lazy Boy where it was like, take a quiz on about, like what kind of movies do you like? Do you like comedy or action? Do you like, or movie or TV, comedy or action, group or solo? And then it gives you a recommendation at the end, of what to watch on Amazon. And then it was like, oh, this is sponsored by Lazy Boy. Here's your free $5 credit. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But yeah, it's got there's also like filmmaker mode or something like that, where it's like a setting that automatically detects through, I guess, Fire TV to configure the colors or all that for that the filmmakers want you to see, how they want you to see the movie, that type of thing. So it's like, okay, great. And this is going to just automatically make everything supposedly look, and it looks great. So I don't have to deal with it. Nice.
From my experience, filmmakers want night scenes to be a guess. Like they don't want you to see what happens during night scenes. That's been my experience.
Yeah. but yeah, I've been watching random stuff. Hunger Games was one that I kept. I didn't watch all at once. Like I said, I would like $5 here, okay, and then there's another ad. Let me do that, and then it was over the course of like a month and a half, But I've watched the 2 new Star Trek movies again, the new ones, the first 2, in 4K. Those look great. One other thing I watched 4K next trailer is something you've watched.
Okay.
I think it was the last. It's the last movie you've told me you've seen in theaters, and that's the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Oh yes, yes. I was trying to think like, what did I last see in theaters? Yes.
Yeah. I watched that because that came to VOD, whatever streaming, and it was pretty good.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I liked it quite a bit.
Of course, it's based off a true story, and I was like, how much of that is true?
Well, it's based off of like what the person James Bond is based off of.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Which you don't know that until like the end, where it tells you at the end when it runs down like the characters that gives you kind of like their like what happened to them at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, because Ian Fleming is in his character is in the movie, and because he was, a officer during World War II.
They make killing people look so easy. I've never seen a movie where it made killing people look as easy as in this. Like,
it was, especially Alan Richardson's arrow, that it could go from one guy through another guy and pin him against the wall. That was cool.
Yeah. But they were just like, oh, bang, 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 bang. Oh, I killed 5 people in less than 3 seconds, shooting these old timey guns. It's like, okay, wow. Like, oh, stab. 2 people are dead. Like,
I mean, to be honest, it is surprisingly easy to supposedly kill a guy.
I guess.
But this is also a very it's a Hollywood movie.
Yeah, like I can imagine what they did at like taking over that base, all that stuff, like all that. I can imagine that actually happened, but probably a lot more covertly than
yeah
they actually did.
Yeah. Yeah, they probably didn't just scroll through everybody just like, huh? And then, oh look, that our gun is turning itself on us.
Yeah, like
I'm just gonna sit here and watch that happen. Oh no!
Right? Like, it's pretty crazy. Really good movie though. Liked it. Oh, man. The more and more I see outside of him as Superman, the more I like Henry Cavill. Like, he just I guess he just didn't have a good he just didn't have a good script to work with.
No,
like,
he didn't. He really didn't.
Because like everything else he's done, I've just loved.
Oh, I've heard. I'm looking at his IMDb. I've heard Argyle is not great, but I still want to see it.
Well, I've heard like he's barely in it. I think that's the movie where it's like
on cast. He's the first one on the damn cast.
Yeah, Yeah, he was the big selling point for that movie, but I think I heard like he's not in it as much as they made it seem, or
Isn't he?
someone,
Isn't he Argyle? Yeah, he's Argyle. He's the name.
or maybe it was someone else in the movie where they, I don't know. I heard something about that movie where it's like someone was,
Maybe Bryce
not
Dallas
in it.
Howard. Maybe I can see that.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they didn't want to have to like Photoshop her butt out or something. I don't know. Remember that was a thing
No,
in Jurassic Park?
no.
Yeah,
I didn't
they
hear
like
about that.
Photoshopped her butt.
Why?
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it.
No.
That was a thing that happened in the last Jurassic World movie.
That's dumb.
Yeah, people were like up in a hizzy. They were like, upset. But yeah, pretty good. I won't go into spoilers, but oh, last one was Deadpool and Wolverine. I saw.
I still have yet to see it.
Boy, have you been spoiled to hell?
Every time I see something on TikTok, I immediately swipe away. I have not. I know Channing Tatum's in it. I know who he plays. That's the only thing that's been really spoiled for me.
Oh, you didn't get spoiled on IMDb?
I haven't looked.
Okay. I mean, just being on IMDb, like not even looking for that.
Mm-mm.
There's a bunch of people like.
There's something with in sync. I know that too, and that's really about it.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
we talked about someone who's in it that you like. Wow. Okay.
I did.
But,
a little minute ago, I did see that Henry Cavill was in it.
Okay.
But,
okay. Yeah.
But like
he's great.
Like
he's great.
I
in
know
that.
That character is. Don't know who it is. Not gonna look it up.
I will say, he does the reloading his arms like he did in Mission Impossible in this. I didn't catch it the first time. I've seen this movie. I've seen it twice in theaters, and while I was working, I came upon a Twitch channel that had that was just streaming this.
Of course.
I don't know how they got it. It was like only days after the movie came out, but they had it and it was in decent quality. So I just had it on a second monitor while I was doing work, But I've seen it twice in theaters officially.
I'm getting more spoiled through this trailer than I didn't know.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, it's great. And it's the #1 R-rated movie of all time. It passed the Joker in 3 weeks. It passed Oppenheimer in 2 weeks. Like, it's beating the records. What's it at now? Let's see. All time. Worldwide. Rated R. Okay, it's at 1,161,000,000. So it's about it's over 80 million more than Joker right now. And it's only on its 4th week, I think. 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I saw it twice. I saw it once by myself, and then I went and saw it with a friend a few days later. It's great. It's glorious. There's so many jokes. Like, I didn't pick up things until the second viewing. And there's probably more things, just so much subtle things. Like you said, about the Gambit thing. There's some stuff with Gambit.
I just know he's in it, and I know who he plays.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's some stuff with Channing Tatum and Gambit that's just like, this is brilliant that I didn't pick up the first time. That watching it the second time, I was like, oh my God, like just dialogue and stuff like that,
I may see it soon. I'll see it this week. You are muted, by the way.
Oh, okay. What I don't like about this movie is all the TikToks people are making of compilations from other movies with the Like a Prayer song. Because I'm sick and tired of that song right now. Because there's like so like oh, we're doing Avengers Endgame compilation, but we're throwing that song on there now. Or oh, we're doing like there's so many other compilations people are making of movies and shows that are throwing that song, and it's like, it's a good song, but like, can we not have it for everything? It works great in Deadpool and Wolverine for what it does. Yeah, it's so good. I can't wait for you to see it so we can talk about it.
Let's see, the closest AMC is 30 minutes away.
Oh, that's not as bad as you. I think you said it was a lot farther. Like,
but where I live now is where Regal started.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure there might be a Regal closer to me.
Yeah. When I offered you a AMC ticket, I think you said it was over an hour away from you.
I could have been looking at the wrong one.
Yeah. We'll offer stands if you want a free AMC ticket. But yeah, it's so good. And they've said that they've come out and said like this is not Deadpool 3. They have plans for a Deadpool 3.
Okay.
This is Deadpool and Wolverine. Regardless of people who are saying this is Deadpool 3, the director and Ryan Reynolds himself have said.
I actually thought it was Deadpool 3.
No, the Ryan Reynolds and the director Sean Levy, I think, who I think he directed Free Guy and the Atom Project also with Ryan Reynolds, but like they've said no, this is not Deadpool 3. There will be a Deadpool 3. But it's pretty good. Lots of good uses with music, like I said. Or there's something with Bye Bye Bye. But that's it.
That's it.
I'm glad that's all you know, because that's something that I am so glad I didn't get spoiled, and I'm glad you aren't spoiled by that.
Like I said, I've been hard avoiding a lot of things.
That's impressive. Like, because like as soon as I got home from watching it, my whole TikTok was nothing but it. So, but yeah, it's really good. There's a reason why it's like, saving it. Deadpool is Marvel Jesus, as he's here to save Marvel, and yeah, it's only a few weeks, and it's #1 grossing R-rated movie of all time. Like, how crazy is that?
That is insane.
That and the Joker are the only two that are grossed $1 billion or more as well, as far as R-rated movies. Oppenheimer's number 3, and it's 975 million. So yeah. Hopefully, I mean, hopefully this shows like this shows studios like movies can be R-rated and still make money.
Yeah.
Because like it feels like until recently, like studios were just afraid to have a movie be R-rated, you know? With Deadpool 1, 2, and 3 are all in the top 5 R-rated grossing movies.
Well, you just
of all
said that
time.
this is not Deadpool 3.
Or Deadpool and Wolverine, I mean. They're 3 of the top 5, I mean. Yeah. Which is crazy. Like all three are in the top 5. Joker is 2 and Oppenheimer's 3. Like The Matrix Reloaded is number 6. I didn't know the Matrix movies were R-rated.
I didn't either.
Yeah. That's crazy. And that one. Wow. Anyways. That's it for me though. You know, there's a lot of other stuff I've been watching here and there, 4K, you know, enjoying my TV. Yeah, there was a long period where I just wasn't watching stuff on my actual TV, you know, Stuart.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
I was just watching stuff on my computer monitor or my tablet or phone, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually watch something on my TV, and I went to turn my TV on. Won't turn on. My personal TV I've had, because there's a TV in the living room, that, you know, we have, and it, you know, but like my actual bedroom TV, my TV, you know,
mm-hmm.
It just wouldn't turn on, and it was like, well, damn. So that was kind of like, I guess maybe it's Amazon Prime, and Amazon Prime Day was around too. So it's like, I'm gonna take a look and see, and that's kind of, you know, there's kind of a bunch of things that kind of all happened leading up to me getting a KT. Yeah. But yeah, trying to turn my TV on, it not turning on was kind of the final straw where it's like, oh, well, this sucks. So, okay. Hopefully we can start recording more often now.
Yeah.
You know, shorter shows, because it won't be like, well, theoretically, shorter shows.
2 months.
2 months, yeah. So, I guess be sure to follow us on Twitter. Stuart's at Casual Terror. I'm at WillPlayGames_. And it actually shows up.
That's actually
and follow
good timing this time.
And follow Stuart on Twitch, twitch.tv/Casual Terror.
Oh, it's Twitter again.
Yeah. Man, I've thought about like streaming, but it's like I don't have anything to play. Like I've been in a gaming funk, so like, yeah, I'm just, you know, once I start playing stuff again, maybe I'll start streaming that. But until then, I'm not, you know, don't follow me. I don't need follows on Twitch yet.
Yeah, playing Cyberpunk and not really being able to really play it. But I did. I played it and it was fine, but I couldn't have my camera up at the same time. Like, man, I just need like a streaming PC, and then I'll stream. Yeah, that's what I tell myself every time. I'll just if I get good lighting, then I'll start streaming again. I get good lighting, it doesn't happen. You know, I get a new camera, I still don't stream. I get this, I get that, I still don't stream. But right now I'm in my headspace says if I get a streaming PC, then I'll start streaming again.
Well, do you get a new PC for streaming, or do you get a new PC for gaming and you turn your current PC into the streaming PC?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Because I'm kind of like debating that, because I'm like I'm gonna have to upgrade soon. Like,
yeah, I get
maybe
that.
I'll
But
just turn this PC into a streaming one.
And then I'm like, but I don't want to build another PC. And I don't want to do a pre-built either.
Yeah, I hear that.
If I can just have somebody build it for me. I think Newegg does that. Like, you just pick out everything on Newegg and they build it.
Do they?
I don't know for sure. I could be just making that up. But
Linus Tech Tips had a video recently where he found 3 different people like on Facebook to basically do what you're wanting.
Yeah.
And the winner was just some guy who just likes doing it as a hobby. Didn't even charge him.
Yeah, I'm sure I won't be that lucky.
Yeah. Do you watch the whole video?
I just saw it was a video.
Oh yeah,
I didn't. They had
they had one person who was supposed to be like the professional. They had one who was a hobbyist who did it for fun, and then they had one who was a teenager doing it to try to save up for like college or something like that. And the professional, like, he got like a engineering sample of some Intel laptop CPU that he somehow was able to put in a motherboard for a desktop, and it was like a weird, like, the professional definitely like did not do well in the competition they had. And the winner, he gave them the PC back to like sell to someone else.
Yeah, that's nice.
It was a pretty good video. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, be sure, like I said, follow us, the places I said, and we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animals were harmed making this podcast.
There is another anime I watched, but I haven't finished it. Go Loser Rangers.
I so want to watch it, but it's not. But you need Hulu. Even though it says Disney Plus, you need Hulu. Watch it.
Yeah. It's on Hulu. Hopefully soon they'll just combine the two. Like, they have the infrastructure there. Disney just needs to officially buy the rest of Hulu.
Yeah.
Because I think last I saw, who's the other company that owns Hulu? Part of Hulu? They're struggling over the price. Like, Comcast, they're wanting more than Hulu wants to, or Disney wants to pay for the rest of Hulu.
That sounds right.
Or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so far it's interesting. The Go Loser Rangers. It's interesting.
I want to watch it.
I tried to watch Suicide Squad Isekai. It's hard to get into. It really is.
A VTuber that I watch did the ending credits. Like she sings the ending credits to that show.
Oh, the ending video credit is weird. Or
I saw
I
it on
can't
TikTok.
remember.
I saw it on TikTok. I even saw her react to it, and she was just cracking up because of what just the dance Amanda Waller was doing.
Yeah, like what are you doing, Amanda
and
Waller?
Just straight faced as she was doing it.
Yeah, it's like it's like kind of reminiscent of Peacekeepers, like
that's kind of the vibe that
intro thing. Yeah,
that's what I got from it.
Very strange though. Yeah. I started to rewatch a Buffy. I got through. I'm halfway through season 2, but I stopped that a few weeks ago. I'll go back to it eventually, but it was just something I was like trying to find something to watch, and I'm just like kind of just want like the equivalent of like something like comfort food of TV, you know? Let me watch something I know I like again. I was like, okay, Buffy, because I think I saw something like Sarah Michelle Gellar was doing something on TikTok. Oh, I saw something recently. I think it was this past week. It was Sarah Michelle Gellar talking about like her worst fashion choice was during Buffy or whatever, and because she had sperm eyebrows. She called them sperm eyebrows because they look like sperm.
All right.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. I don't know if I saved it or not. Um, like nope, I didn't.
Careful with that Google search.
Oh, I'm searching on TikTok. Sarah Michelle Gellar eyebrows.
Okay.
I'm not stupid. I love how she's like, yeah, I said it. You heard me correctly.
Gosh, she still looks amazing.
She does, yeah. It's crazy, like looking back at like how long ago that was, and she still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get a lot of clips from that, and I get Xena. I have Xena TikTok for some reason. Every now and then I'll get stuff from Xena on my TikTok, like clips from Xena. It's like, okay. Not gonna rewatch this because I did a rewatch of Xena like a few years ago. So um, Oh, I'm caught up on My Hero, at least the dubbed, which I
Mhm.
think they're only an episode behind. Oh, so good. Oh
I
my
have not
god.
watched any of this season 7.
Oh, it's so good. So amazing. Like so much has been happening.
Although I have been spoiled about the ending, or something happens at the end of the manga.
I got spoiled too. Yeah. I think it's the same thing.
It was like Oraka finally confesses to Deku after insert thing happened.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know about that. I just know something is lost. I'll say that.
Oh no, yeah, that too. That too.
Okay, yeah. He loses his quirk.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the spoiler I saw. It was like a TikTok where it just went straight into like someone was narrating the end, and they said, "Oh, after so whatever years after he's lost his," and I'm like, "What? What? Like 3 seconds?" It was literally it was like not in the same sentence, and I'm like, "Wait, what? Where'd this come from?" Like I'm just casually scrolling, and all of a sudden it's like, "Hey, spoilers for the end of My Hero." I'm like, what? No. What did you say? Like, I hope their pillow is not cool at night, or
I hope their pillows warm tonight.
yeah. I love that so much, Stuart.
You've not heard that before?
I feel like I have, but like,
I
oh,
did
it's
not
so
make
good.
that up. Like that's
Yeah.
definitely something I've heard.
It sounds familiar, but like, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, it's funny. It's still funny. Like,
Yeah, I hope your pillow's warm tonight. I hope I hope you stub your toe. That kind of I hope you always you wake up in the morning feeling your tongue.
oh God, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Oh. I was with you until like the end, but it's like why? It's like yeah, why is he being known as Bob from Stranger Things? Like,
No, that you either go with that's Samwise Gamgee, that's Rudy, that's I'm forgetting his name in Goonies.
God, I've never seen Rudy.
I I probably have.
It's probably one. I
Mikey.
feel like it's a movie I
Scroll
should
down into the damn
watch.
comments,
Yeah,
Mikey.
but yeah, no, Samwise. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, the #1 trilogy. I
Yeah.
rewatched that. I, I I just had a thought about Lord of the Rings, and I was like, I'm gonna look that up again. And I rewatched that whole like rap that they do with Stephen Colbert about that. So good.
Yeah.
And fuck Anna Kendrick. And she's like, what? I was barely in the Twilight movies. What? So good.
Yeah, I found a list. May both sides of your pillow be warm. I hope every sock you put on be slightly rotated just enough to be uncomfortable. May your tea be too hot when you receive it and too cold when you remember it's there. May you always step in a wet spot after putting on a sock.
Oh, 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 that's the worst. Oh,
May your article load just that tiny bit a little extra when you're about to click on the link and you accidentally click on an ad.
When is the season 2 of this?
Oh, here it is. May your toes always find the way to the corners of your table. May your sleeves always roll down while washing your hands. May you touch wet food while doing the dishes. May you never find the right way to plug in a USB. Like, it's just like they're hilarious. May you catch every single red light on your commute home.
I hate when an anime gets announced for a second season and then there's nothing.
Then it doesn't get a date. Yeah.
Like Sasaki and Peeps anime season 2 officially announced Crunchyroll March 24th, 2024. No, all the other announcements are similar. March 20, 4th, 20 nothing since March.
Well, hell, I mean, season 2 of Saga of Time of the Evil was announced years ago. It still isn't out.
Was that officially announced years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah. I keep seeing stuff where people are like, "Oh yeah, this is supposedly supposed to come back." Like, yeah, I think you're gonna love Sasaki and Peeps. It's so good. It almost has that vibe of like the same vibe of the who comes back from being isekai'd.
Say again, you kind of cut out there.
Oh, it kind of has the same vibe at points of like the uncle who was isekai'd.
I never
back.
really watched that. I watched the first episode and then never watched it anymore.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. This has the vibe of that sometimes, but then like there's so much going on in this. Like I said, like you think it's just him and going to the other world and all this and that, and then it's like, oh wait, in his world there's people with abilities and he gets roped into the government organization to combat those, and then there's magical girls who are killing the people with abilities who are the bad guys, and there's even more stuff. Like there's a lot that I think the first episode, is this the one where the first episode was like super long? Let's see. There was an anime I watched recently where the episode was like twice the length, the first one. Crunchyroll. Saki and Peeps. Yeah, first episode is 48 minutes of Sasaki and Peeps.
Damn.
Yeah, I was watching it. I'm like, there's a lot happening in this first episode. Oh crap, it's 48 minutes. Okay, that's why. I wouldn't be mad if more animes did that. Have like a double length first episode.
No, yeah.
That way you have extra time to get the all the origin stuff out of the way. It's pretty good though. I think you'll really dig that one. There's another anime I rewatched that I watched before. What was it? Something Spirit Chronicles. Let me look. Sierra Gensuki Spirit Chronicles.
Uh,
It's the one where the character all of a sudden gets like the memory. You're not quite. He gets memories of his past life.
I think I watched it. I'm pretty
I
sure I
think you
watched
did
it.
too. Yeah, yeah. That
Why am
was it.
why am I not logged into Crunchyroll? Yep, watched.
Yeah. I rewatched this and I was like, I vaguely remember this. Like, okay, I mean, maybe this is
Oh
one I
yeah,
only
like
watched.
the assassin chick is from his world too. They were on the bus
Yeah,
together that got hit by a train.
yeah. When the little girl, yeah. But yeah, and apparently this is getting a season 2 soon.
Cool.
So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I rewatched this just in time for. And this came out in 2021. Wow. Yeah, season 2 reveals 2 days ago. Review artwork or all that. So hopefully it's soon, I guess. But God, there's so much anime this season that I'm waiting to just wrap up. A lot of interesting shows. The one I sent you about, like how they actually reference the truck coon.
Yes, I've seen the first episode. I saw the first episode of that when already when you sent that.
That's crazy. Oh, we'll tell you one thing. Rick and Morty, the anime, couldn't even get through that first episode.
Was it bad?
Yeah. They don't have the voice cast is completely different.
Why?
I don't know. But it's a completely different voice cast.
I'm pretty sure the Ruby anime is the same voice cast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. That makes sense. You think it's just, oh, it's gonna be Rick and Morty, but it's gonna look a little different and kind of have an anime feel to it, but it's still gonna be the voices you love of the character. Oh no. Very strange. Mm. Uh, I'm just scrolling. I just scrolled past Goblin Slayer again and just thought of that TikTok I sent you of the Spider-Man. That got me. That got me for a good minute. Just came out of nowhere.
All right, well I'm gonna go get something to eat. It's 10:30.
Yep, I am with you there.
I
Alrighty,
will.
I'll talk.
I'll text you tomorrow about playing some First Descent.
Yeah, I should be.
First Descendant.
I should be free. I got nothing as of right now. So
Okay, cool.
just hit me up.
Alrighty.
Later.
Yep. And thank you all for anybody who watched. I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.